Yo, it's Aorza, obviously. Anyways, right now for this video, we're gonna be talking about like manga, or rather Asian comics, because I don't really have a video idea. 3 days ago, a video was supposed to be put up that I was gonna work hard on a lot, and I'm still doing it, but it just so happened that I got sick whilst I was making it, and yeah, I pretty much got everything ready. I mean, not everything. I haven't even edited, but anyways, I'm prepared to do the video, and it should be out whenever I'm not sick, because I'm still kind of sick, but not that much because I've been sick all week. So I'm better. Sometimes my throat hurt and my voice changes because of my sore throat and all this mucus that's in me, but for the most part we're doing pretty good. So anyways, as of recently, or not really, well, maybe a couple months, so not that recent, but I have not been watching anime that much, and for someone who does almost nothing but watch anime, that's pretty surprising. Although kind of goes hand in hand, because I'm reading a lot more manga or just Asian comics, because I'm reading manhwa and manhwa. I think I don't know how to pronounce it, but just basically Korean and Chinese comics, because they have a different word for it. So instead of saying manga, manhwa, and manhwa, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I'm just going to say Korean comics, Chinese comics, and Japanese comics, just so I can simplify it and it's a lot easier to differentiate what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I've been reading a lot of manga or comics recently, and one of the things I just finished was Angel Densetsu, which means Angel of Legend, basically, by Norihiro Yagi, and it was actually really fucking funny and interesting. It's basically, to not spoil anything, it's basically about a first year in high school who looks really fucking scary, I guess. He's not your typical main character. He looks really like a crackhead, pretty much. And yeah, so because of how he looks, he always scares people, and he ended up becoming like the boss of a school with only his looks. So it's pretty funny. It has a little bit of romance in there for people who like romance, so it's not like focused around it, but there's enough, I guess. And so yeah, so I'd really recommend checking that one out. And speaking of manga, because Angel Densetsu is obviously a manga, because Densetsu is Japanese, the word. And Black Lagoon, the manga, is continuing after being on hiatus since 2014, I think, and I love Black Lagoon because Revi is my waifu. It's by Hiroe, and if you guys don't know who that is, he's the person that is making or that made Recreators, or making, either way. The anime is actually going on right now. I haven't read it or watched it. It's ongoing right now, but from what I heard, it's about like a bunch of different anime characters from different animes and slash manga that get put into the real world and just fight each other. From what I heard, I only seen like one fight scene, and somebody I think looked like Saber. So yeah, so if you see familiar looking characters, probably that character. And yeah, so that's continuing. That's cool. I hope they do maybe a third season for Black Lagoon. I think they have a second season. I think it's like, I'm pretty sure I watched this first and second season, but it's kind of like sort of online when it comes to first and second season, because like 12 episodes and 12 episodes, so first and second season. So I think I'm probably not explaining it well, but anyways, hope they make a third or second season. I don't know if you consider it the second season, but anyways, yeah, so hopefully they do that, because I really like the English version. So if I'd recommend any anime right now, I'd recommend watching Black Lagoon, the anime, in English. I don't recommend a lot of stuff in English, but I recommend that in English, because if you watch it in Japanese, you're missing out. Anyways, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is Korean comics, or manhwa. I don't know if the H is silent in there, but for some notable manga or Korean comics that I've read recently, it would be Lookism, which is basically about this really short, fat, nerdy kid, I guess, and everybody fucking basically treats him like shit. And I guess he's in like a school where there's a lot of like good-looking guys and strong people, delinquents. I don't know. But anyways, so one day he wakes up in a new body, and this guy's like really fucking good looking apparently. However, his normal body is asleep, so like he has two bodies technically. So whenever he has to, like, he's pretty much awake 24/7 because he has to switch bodies. But since one of his bodies is sleeping while he's in the other body, when he sleeps he switches to that body, and then it's normal. I guess he doesn't feel tired because, you know, I hope that I explained that well, but don't take anything from me. Anyways, it's a good manhwa. The next thing is Girls of the Wild, which is like a harem, I guess. Another nerdy boy. He's like, I guess he's kind of a misogynist because of something that I forgot about actually. I did not like the ending because well, I just didn't like it, so you have to read it yourself. I actually, like, I'd recommend this, but the ending, it's not, like, the whole thing isn't bad because of the ending. I just personally did not like the ending because for lack of a better phrase, he was kind of a bitch, so treated like one rather. And the next thing is, I cannot pronounce this. It's like the longest, like, jumbled words of Korean I've ever seen in my life. So I found the English translation, and it's Awfully Damn Kiss and Hug. I don't know if that's the correct translation, but you should find it. I will put up the English and the Korean translation, and hopefully you can probably pronounce that. I can't. So anyways, so what this one is, obviously, since you can tell by the title, it's a romance, and it's basically about, instead of the main character being a bitch, he is a delinquent, I guess. And there's not that many chapters, so I can't really explain a lot to you, but yeah, so it's romance. He falls in love with some girl. That's pretty much, that's really it. I mean, not that much happened, so, but I really like the art, and it's different. Anyways, but manhwa also has a distinct art style and stuff. It's like all colored in for the most part. Most of them, not all of them, because Awfully Damn Hug and Kiss, or Kiss and Hug, whatever it is, that is actually in black and white. But most, like 95% of them, are fully colored. So that's pretty cool, because, you know, manga usually isn't colored for the most part. So that's pretty neat. And also about manhwa, I like to read mature mangas, so there's, you know, mature scenes and stuff in there. And one thing I noticed about mature manhwa is, or mature Korean comics, they have a lot of netorare. I mean, I guess I shouldn't really call it netorare because it's a Korean comic, but I'm just gonna call it netorare anyway. If you don't know what netorare is, don't worry about it. You're better off not knowing. And if you ever see something with the category netorare, just, dear God, do not read or watch whatever it is, because you are not going to leave a happy person. In fact, you're going to be so pissed off. So don't read it. There's a lot in mature ones. There's a lot of netorare, which really puts me off. I know a lot of people like that for some reason. I don't. I hate it, and I hate everybody that likes it. So anyways, next we're gonna talk about manhwa, which is Chinese comics. I don't know if I'm pronouncing these right, but I haven't read too many Chinese comics. I read some, but the only notable one that I actually remember right now is I could try to pronounce this, Tamen De Gushi. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but anyways, the English translation is Their Story, and it's like, it's the romance obviously, but I really like the art, so that's the main reason why I was even reading it, and it's in full color. I noticed that it is actually a Yuri comic. Obviously that's a Japanese term. I don't know the Korean term for it, or if there even is one, but basically it's just lesbians. So that's pretty neat. So yeah, it's not a mature one, so it's not like freaking really ecchi scenes, I guess. So it's just like a mature, lighthearted romance, I guess, about two girls. So yeah, I didn't really think I would enjoy reading that stuff, but pretty neat. And I don't read BL. I'm sorry. I know it's like kind of hypocritical of me to read Yuri and not read BL, but it's not gonna happen. It's hypocritical, but I can't do it. I can't do it. It's too hard. Like, I accidentally read or watched an anime with Josei in it, and the first episode was scarred me for life, and I didn't expect that because I didn't even know Josei existed at the time. So this was a long time ago, but I was scarred. Anyways, moving on. We're gonna go back to manga, so I'm gonna be talking about Tokyo Ghoul. Obviously, I'm not gonna talk about notable Japanese manga because there's just so many. So, but anyways, I talked about Densetsu, Black Lagoon, and I'm talking about Tokyo Ghoul right now because a beautiful chapter just came out. That's chapter 125, Tokyo Ghoul Re, and it was Kaneki and Toka. That's all I gotta say. Kaneki and Toka. I'm not gonna explain it because it's spoilers. Anyways, so Tokyo Ghoul is like a really fucked up manga. Like a lot of crazy shit happened in there, and it's like it almost knows no boundaries. There's boundaries because I mean, if you're really talking about a fucked up manga or something, it would be Berserk. Because Berserk is not for the faint souls. And oh yeah, and you know, memes because of Dark Souls. Speaking of Dark Souls, I also have a Dark Souls wallpaper right now that I'm looking at. So memes, dude. Anyways, but yeah, so a lot of crazy shit has happened in Tokyo Ghoul recently. I don't know why I'm talking about Tokyo Ghoul because I can't explain anything without spoiling it. So I'm like, I really no reason to explain what it's about because I'm sure like almost everybody knows what it is, but I'm just gonna do it anyway. I don't have the descriptions for it, so I'm just gonna try and give a good description off the top of my head. Basically, it's about this college student, which I think he's 19 at the time of this. In the lack of a better term, he is a bitch, and there is things called ghouls in the world that they live in, which are like vampires in a sense, except that they eat instead of sucking blood. So they're like zombie vampires, to give the best description. And they have these things called kagunes, which are like fucking tails, but they come out of like right above their ass. So there's multiple like different kinds of kagunes, so they don't all look the same. And then Kaneki, which is the main character, he was at a coffee shop, which is later revealed that it is a common coffee shop for ghouls, because it's a coffee shop for ghouls, and it's in disguise obviously, so he didn't know. So he was over there reading a book because he's seen this one girl named Rize who he thought was beautiful, and she was reading books and he likes reading books, so he asked her out on a date. And then so they're walking down, and basically she finds out that, you know, that girl that she likes is actually a really strong ghoul, and you know, he got looted up in his stomach and mixed around his insides, and hole in the stomach, bit on the shoulder, and pretty much almost died. But then something happened, and then he woke up in the hospital, and then he became a half ghoul, a one-eyed ghoul, which is supposed to be myths and legends, but I guess this is going to be kind of a spoiler, but later on you find out that one-eyed ghouls are not really that rare. I mean, they are, but it's just too many of them appear. So yeah, and he turns out pretty strong, and then he gets stronger and stronger through specific tragic events throughout the series. So pretty neat, dude, pretty neat. I really recommend reading it. I don't know if people are going to be like trying to cut my throat when I say this, but I really did not like the anime. I mean, if I were going to be completely honest, it was mainly because of the animation, because the fight scenes looked really ass, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. I mean, not saying that I could do better, because I obviously couldn't, because I don't know how to animate. I can draw, but decently. So yeah, I really did not like the anime that much. It wasn't really that neat. There was a few dope parts, like when I don't know, fuck, I can't remember the name. It was, fuck, I can't remember. Whatever. I'm not gonna spend here in silence trying to remember what it was. Basically, it was when he fought that freaking one dude wearing that suit of armor made of Kagune, so, or ghoul, whatever. So yeah, that's pretty neat. I would tell you the authors for the manhwa and the or for the Korean and the Chinese comics, but frankly I forgot to do that, and I don't want to sit here and search it up while I'm trying to remember. So I'll put the names right now on the screen, and then I'll put whatever manga or manhwa it is for the Korean and Chinese comics. So yeah, so deuces. It's been Aorza, guys, and it's been fun talking. And I also got a new editing software, so I have no idea how to use it, but at least now my videos will be tiny bit better quality. So deuces.